I'm excited to share this with you because this is a shift that really changed my life and it changed how I saw everything in business. And what I've discovered after mentoring and supporting and walking with so many entrepreneurs, all different niches, all over the world, is that when an entrepreneur is experiencing resistance in their business, and this comes up in all sorts of ways, you've experienced this before. It's everything from I feel resistance about selling. Okay, I feel uncomfortable about selling and telling people about my offers and how I can help them or posting about it on social media. Or I feel like I don't want to talk about myself on social media. This is something that happens quite a bit. It's like, I feel like if I talk about myself, it's like making it all about me and it's this big ego show and I don't want to make it all about me. So I feel resistance and I don't talk about myself or I don't post. What I've learned and discovered through supporting and walking with entrepreneurs is that all resistance in business actually comes from the same root. And whatever your resistance is, whatever your block is in business, there's actually a very simple solution that works for all sorts of resistance to actually break through that block and to make it so that you can show up in a way that just feels easy and effortless because you don't have that resistance holding you back and standing in your way. So here's how I discovered this. When I was in Los Angeles, when I was living in Burbank, I was a part of Toastmasters. Toastmasters, if you don't know, is this public speaking club. And every week I would go hang out at Toastmasters and I would get up there in front of like 20 people in this room at the American Cancer Society building. And I would either give a speech or I'd give an evaluation of somebody else's speech and I would just go up there and I'd speak. And it was a great way to learn how to be a better speaker. But what I discovered, and if you've ever been to a Toastmasters meeting, you know this, there's different parts of the meeting. So one part of the meeting is where people go up and they'll give speeches. And then there's another part of the meeting called evaluations, where people will go up and they'll evaluate the speakers who spoke earlier in the meeting. And so you'll go up, you'll spend a couple minutes and you'll share, here's what you did well, here's what you could have done better. And what I discovered over time was that I was a lot more comfortable giving evaluations than I was giving speeches. There was just something about the act of getting up there and giving feedback for somebody else that melted away all of the resistance that I had around public speaking. You know, when I would go up there and I would give a speech, I'd be kind of nervous. But I just felt like when I was giving an evaluation, I was so in the zone. And at the end of the meeting, they would give out awards for the best speaker, the best evaluator. And oftentimes I would win these awards. And I thought about this for a long time. I was like, why am I so comfortable giving evaluations? And I realized it was because when I got up there, my mindset, my focus was, I am so focused on this other person that I'm evaluating. My role here is I have 3 minutes to share the most helpful, useful, valuable feedback that I can to help this person on their journey to becoming a better speaker. And because I was so focused on the other person, when I was up there, because I wasn't thinking about me, because my orientation was completely on that other person, it melted away all the resistance that I had. And this is something that I see with entrepreneurs is the root cause of almost all resistance in business is a preoccupation with self. For example, if you feel resistance around selling, it's because you think selling is about you. It's because your orientation is selling is about getting a client or making money or making a sale. And the shift to effortless, resistance-free selling is just as simple as realizing selling is actually not about me at all. I mean, of course, there's a part of me that's like there because I want clients and I'm here to run a business. And I have these offers that could change other people's lives. And when I get on the phone with someone or I post about something on social media, my orientation is I am so lit up by the possibility of creating pathways for other people to experience transformations in their lives, to get to where they want to be, to dissolve whatever blocks are holding them back and live a richer, more fulfilling, more meaningful life. I'm so focused on what's in it for that other person that I don't feel resistance around selling. I don't feel resistance telling you about the collective and one-to-one mentorship and all the different ways I can help you. If you've been tuning into my world, you're like, Jason, I want to dive deeper. You're changing my life through your free content. I'm like, we are only getting started. There's so much good stuff here. Like, I want to dive deeper with you because I know how much this work can transform your life. By the way, you should join us inside the collective. There's a link down below. It's just an incredible space and community to dive deeper. Weekly mentorship calls, transmission calls where you can tap in. You can get feedback, guidance, my eyes on your business, an incredible community of people who are on this journey with you. I don't feel resistance when I talk about these communities, when I talk about the ways I can support you, because I'm so lit up by what I'm seeing happening inside of our spaces, from the transformations that are happening. My orientation is around you, around helping you get what you want, grow your business, attract more clients, just be able to show up with more ease and freedom and fulfillment, right? Same thing with talking about yourself on social media. I was having a conversation with one of our clients inside the collective the other day. She's a coach who's in the earlier stages of her journey, and she's an incredible chaplain. She's been doing healing, life-changing work with people for years, and yet she feels this resistance around showing up on social media. And we were talking about it, and the thing that I shared with her, I said, hey, look, if you think talking about your story is about you, if it's about like the ego show, it's about look at me, look at how great I am, of course you're going to feel resistance. But when you realize that sharing your story is actually a way that you allow others to find themselves in you. Like when I share my story, when I talk about myself, it's my orientation is it's not about me. It's not about like, oh, look at how great I am. I'm sharing these pieces of my story because through doing that, it allows you to have moments and insights and revelations and to walk that journey with me and find yourself through my story. It's not about me, it's about you, right? And so that is what allows me to show up and unapologetically talk about myself on social media without feeling like it's this big ego show that I feel all this resistance around. Hopefully you can still hear me, by the way, it's raining. So yeah, I'm just so galvanized and lit up by this idea, by this shift, because what I've discovered is that the fastest, easiest way to melt through resistance in business, to create an environment that just allows you to show up in your business in a way that's effortless, is to shift your focus from self to other. And if you are experiencing resistance in business right now in any form, my first question is often like, where's your orientation? If you're very focused on yourself, you're almost always going to experience resistance of some form in business. And the more your orientation shifts to the people you're here to serve, the impact you're here to make, the movement that you're here to build, the mission, the calling, the thing that's on your heart that's so much bigger than you, the easier it gets to show up and do the work that you're here to do.